One thing to know about fondant is the more you play with it, the more sticky it gets. So just quickly squish it together to knead it, because it starts out pretty hard, and as you knead it together, it gets stickier and
Do I
stickier.
need more?
Yeah. And we have my wooden fondant roller. You can use any kind you want. This is just the one I have.
Is that good?
Yep.
Done. And they look awesome. Woohoo! I should line it up with, well, that goes with that. And this goes with that. That goes with that. That goes with that. Woohoo! I love it.
I wanted to make sure our cake wasn't sticking, so I went around the edge and I just made sure the corners weren't sticking. Because you don't want to flip it and have your cake stick and tear apart. You can't fix it though. So, best way to get a cake out, got a nice cake board. This one has got a plastic surface, so it's nice and smooth. Go ahead and sit it right on top of your cake. And you're going to hold it. And then you want to tap. Make sure your cake is not going to stick, because that won't be very good.
Yay! Beautiful, beautiful transfer.
And see this? This is why you dust your pan.
Yeah, it's perfect transfer. Look how clean that is.
I have a fancy dancy cake cutter. You have to have a nice flat surface, so we'll have to use it on the counter.
Okay.
But how it works is, can you see? It's got a little wire. And then here, if you want to change the height, you bend, and then you can move the wire.
Awesomeness.
And there's little grooves, and then you just make sure they match on both sides.
I was wondering what you were gonna do. How were you gonna
destroy it?
Slowly, just sort of.
Slide it on top.
That's awesome.
And because it's smooth,
It just slides
the
right
board
through.
will slide right through. You still want to be slow because the back side is not smooth, so you just want the top piece. So because it's on, I'll just push it. Yay!
Awesomeness.
Two cakes, same height.
So I had this clever idea about mixing some of my chocolate vanilla pudding onto the filling for the middle, and I guess Mimi already ate most of it and there's only one left, but I still want to mix it, so what the heck, it's gonna taste good. Let's try it. And
Okay, so because we're frosting our cake with black and we're putting a light brown filling, there's a trick to keep the two separate. So I filled another piping bag with our black frosting.
Oh, this is going to be the bottom.
This is the bottom of the cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line of frosting on the edge, and it will keep the light brown separate from the black.
Look how black that is. It looks so cool.
Okay, so
That's awesome.
now we have our frosting that I put in another pastry bag.
That's so much easier than trying to spoon some stuff.
And
Like,
as you see, it's already coming out. So I'm using another type of tip. It's actually,
it looks like a teardrop.
yes,
Yeah.
just so that we get a relatively, so we're just going to go ahead and just,
Right. Next step.
so we've filled our cake and I've just used this little angled blade to just smooth it out. Okay. And then we're going to transfer the top cake back on there. So this is going to be a little bit more tricky.
Scary.
So what I'm going to do is I got really big hands, so I'm going to put my hands in there like this. Go slow so you don't pop it.
Oh, you are a brave lady.
Okay, so
Just lay it on top.
am I good? Ready? So try to match up your edges, and then slowly slide your hands back out.
That is beautiful. Perfect, perfect.
And you see, now you don't have frosting or
On
the
the side.
filling
The filling.
smooching out.
That's awesome. It
Now
acts
it's
like a
time
barrier.
to
Frost.
frost.
Woohoo!
We have our black-ish frosting. It looks a little purple. And I'm going to use a tip that is long and approximately the same width up and down, because I'm going to pipe along the sides and then I'm going to smooth it out.
Okay.
I don't have a flat one, so I just use this one. So this just makes it easier to get the frosting on the side.
Another fun thing about having your tongue split is that when you're baking, it's easier to get to the good stuff. For example, I have this knife, and it's full of yummy, 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 yummy goodness. And all I have to do is... I don't have to share. Alright, we finished frosting the cake, and now we're going to do some flame piping.
Got a pretty small tip. So
We're just going to freehand this, so flames don't have to be too...
we're going to start by just getting the outer edge, and then we'll come back and fill it in.
To smooth out the lines, I'm just getting a brush, wetting it a little bit, tap off the excess, and from the bottom, I'm just going to do small strokes going up so that we can blend the colors together and make it look more realistic. And since fire doesn't really have a distinctive shape, it doesn't matter which direction you want to go to. It's a very free pattern. Yes, yes, it's time for the guitars. Let us put in the guitars. So there is our awesome fondant guitars. Lift them up now. Okay.
So they've been drying. It's a little bit firmer. Still soft and brittle though. Don't drop them.
Okay, careful.
Is that about right?
Yep. Awesomeness. Alright, moment of truth. And we are finished, yo! Look at that awesomeness! So we have the Metallica, we have his name is Gio. It has guitars that I think the actual band used, because we looked it up. And the cake is on fire! It is awesome. Michelle, you did a super job. This is so awesome.
Hope you likes it.